came from a tea party. Got my
I see that.
pretty hat on.
I see that.
It's too long because it's a little unstable, but
well, yeah, just don't move your head back and forth.
Right.
And I'm acting like I'm sitting outside in a nice bar somewhere, but I got the shades on.
Yeah, that's nice. The sun was actually out yesterday.
It was. Yeah, I think it was out a little bit today, but it's not right now. But you know what? That's not going to rain on my party. I got my shades on. I'm drinking my wine. It's a good time right now.
Excellent. Well, while you're drinking your wine, I'm going to pour myself my cute little cocktail.
Very cool.
From Sienna.
So, if you're out there watching us and watching Carrie pour her cocktail, which she'll tell you about here in a second, please chime in, give us hello, talk to us, say something, tell us what you're drinking. That's always how we start our happy hours here, is we kind of want to know what you are drinking out there. So definitely say hi, wave to us, all that kind of good stuff. All right, Carrie, what is that?
Okay. That is from Sienna. They're now, no, wrong way. They are now doing, this is supposed to be a cocktail for two, but.
For two?
But it's jalapeno pineapple margarita made with Trace Generations tequila.
Oh, that sounds really good. That
it is pretty good. And I'm not usually a margarita fan, but this is really yummy.
Yeah, Trace Generations, that's one of my favorites. I like that. So I've got us going on Facebook as well. Well, we're on Facebook, but I'm trying to see. We got some people out there saying hi. We got
hi, Kara.
So the question is, what am I wearing? And the question is, what are you wearing? So if you guys are out there watching, you tell us what you're wearing, and then we'll tell you what we're wearing.
Man, this could get ugly fast.
That's the way it works on this show. Now, if you're not wearing anything, we'll never know because they're not going to show us. But, we're definitely dressed in our Wednesday happy hour best. All right.
You know, when you just don't care anymore.
Exactly. When you're just like wearing whatever, it's all good. And I'll show you guys what I'm wearing in a little bit. It's too early to reveal.
And it's totally worth the wait. And what are you drinking other than wine?
Good question. Yeah, it's weird. You're not used to seeing me drink wine on this show.
We switched.
I'll tell you. I did. I switched up because I've got a bottle of the Madronia Grenache left over from last night's happy hour, or not happy hour, virtual tasting. And I have always been a huge fan of Grenache, and this is a definite keeper. This Grenache is delicious.
Nice. I've never had that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so good, Carrie. You gotta try it. Well, if you're a Grenache fan.
I am. And what was the theme of the tasting last night? Was it terroir? Or was it
terroir? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was terroir. So hey, Paul Bush took us through some really cool wines. But I'm a huge fan of Grenache. So Grenache and Barbera are my two favorite varietals.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Got a little Tempranillo out there, some bubbles. Nice.
Yeah, can't let that go to waste. So Tempranillo, very nice, and bubbles, so perfect. And the question, was, what are you drinking? And what are you wearing? So, you can chime in and tell us because we're curious. You got a tea hat on or a top hat?
Yeah, I've got a tiny little. I was at a tea party before this, drinking a giant mug of tea in my little Mad Hatter hat. Although it's probably going to come off here in a minute because it's pretty.
So a tea party, that's kind of cool.
Pretty wonky, yeah.
Like an online tea party? Was everyone dressed in their fine?
Everybody had a fascinator or some kind of little headpiece gear kind of thing.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it was fun.
That's very cool. Yeah, we got sweater and sweats out there, which is typical. So thank you guys for joining us. I see that there's Ann Razzaboni. She's watching from New Hampshire, so she must be like wearing sweats. It's late there. And Jennifer Baumgartner's watching us. Very cool. Good to see you guys on there.
Welcome.
So we always start this with some good news, kind of using the John Krasinski model. Like, do you have any good news for us this week, Carrie?
Oh, did you see some good news this week? It was the best. with the little girl and the whole cast of Hamilton coming up.
That was very cool.
Watched it over and over and over. It made me super happy. So
yeah,
that was a good one.
He's really cool. I love. We'll get back to shows here in a little bit. We'll talk about shows that people are binging, but he's been one of my favorites.
Yeah,
not The Office. I'm not talking about The Office.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever actually seen, like, what have I seen that he's been in? What else has he been in? The Office. I like him just how I see him, like, interviewing or online or whatever, but I don't think I've actually watched anything that he's actually been in.
Well, hopefully he's not watching this, because he's going to be like, well, how could you be an adult and not know?
I've seen his wife in plenty of things, Mary Poppins.
Definitely. So our topic today, other than the good news, we'll talk a little bit more about good news here in a second, but we're going to be talking about binge watching. So what shows people have been binge watching. So if you're out there and you've been binging something, get ready to talk to us about it, because we want to hear about it.
What's your guilty pleasure?
That's right.
On the tube.
This is a happy hour, virtual happy hour we've been doing for about 3 weeks now, and so we're supposed to be hanging out in a virtual bar. So it's a
today it's a psychedelic bar.
Yeah, today's a psychedelic bar. So we got some cool stuff going on. I got to make sure that we get our comments up there. People have been commenting and telling us what they're drinking, which is really cool. Now, I'm guessing that it's 5 o'clock. So everybody out there, you probably didn't put anything in your glass until just about right now, right?
Oh yeah, nobody's drinking before 5 o'clock these days.
Nobody is pouring anything in their glass. I guess it depends on what coast you're on, though, because Anne out there, she's on the East Coast, so it's what 8 o'clock out there. Yeah.
She could be several bottles into it by now. The tunnel.
Yeah.
What's the tunnel?
I don't know. We're asking some of these people what this is. So I guess we're going to get right into it. As far as the binge-worthy shows, people have been watching The Tunnel.
The Tunnel of the show. Okay. Nice how I forget what we're talking about 2 seconds after.
Yeah. So what is your what's your top 5, 6, 7, 8? What's your list, Carrie, for binge watching? Now, is this your personal list, or is this a list from somewhere online?
These are the things. My husband and I are the worst with like pop culture references. We never saw any Game of Thrones. We never saw any Breaking Bad. Sorry. Wow, this is a good margarita. So we're not good at being up on whatever's popular, but in quarantine, we're getting better.
Okay.
The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Have you seen that?
Okay. I have not, no.
Oh, so good. I think it's 3 seasons.
That's Amazon, right?
That is Amazon.
Okay.
Let's see what else. Picard. When I was old school, I'm a William Shatner Star Trek fan. My husband was whatever comes after that. Is it Next Generation or I don't know.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, but we both started watching Picard. Really good, very dramatic. One that you could watch the entire series in about 2 hours is I'm So Not Okay With This. That one's on Netflix. Each episode is 20 minutes long, and it's like a cross between Stranger Things and Pretty in Pink. It's teenage angsty, but kind of not suspenseful, but there's some weird underworld stuff going on. It's a good one, and I think it's a little bit of a slow build, but it was really good.
So I'm so not okay with this.
That's so not okay with this. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I don't think this one's binge-worthy, but we keep watching it anyway.
Okay.
This is totally my husband's choice.
Oh, no, you're throwing him under the bus already.
The Repair Shop.
The Repair Shop.
The Repair Shop. It's a show on Netflix, and it's somewhere in England, and it's an actual repair shop where people bring in their beat-up antiques, and then they repair.
Wow.
For some reason, it's really easy to watch right before you go to bed because you don't get
Okay.
fun out.
The repair shop. Okay, so that's your husband's gift.
Yeah, that's my husband's choice. Glow,
Yep.
the gorgeous ladies of wrestling.
Okay.
If you haven't seen it, it is hysterical.
I haven't seen that.
It's so funny. It is so funny. And I think they have 3 seasons. And then, best for last, of course, your favorite.
My favorite.
Tiger King.
Yeah, have not been there. I'm against it. Well, I'm that one person that's going to be, nope, not going to watch it.
My roommate from college, she refuses.
Yeah.
You'll bend by the end of this quarantine.
I don't know. It's funny. I still know people that have never watched Game of Thrones. They're against it. See?
I haven't seen it.
Well, then I'm not going to watch Tiger King. If you're not going to watch Game of Thrones, I'm not going to watch Tiger King.
Well, how many seasons would I have to catch up on now? Isn't it like 8?
Well, it's over now.
How many seasons of Game of Thrones?
I think, all right, Game of Thrones fans out there, what is it, 8 seasons, I think?
Oh,
7 or 8, yeah.
That would be quite a commitment on my part. Oh, Grace and Frankie. Oh, that one's also hysterical. Good one.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one?
No. I know, I'm familiar with it. I would watch that before I'd watch Tiger King.
That one's really funny. That one is Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin.
Okay, right.
Yeah. It's super cute.
Well, here is the binge-worthy shows according to Netflix, and I think this is this week. So the top, let's start with, we'll just do the top 8. So Breaking Bad.
Oh, wow.
Number 8. Yeah, people are going back to that one.
Is this like all time or just for the week?
I think it's just for this week. Yeah, okay. Breaking Bad is the number 8. Okay. Walking Dead is number 7. So a couple of classics there. A couple
do you watch The Walking Dead?
Since both of those I could probably watch, and it would be all new to me. I haven't seen either one of those.
Yeah, we used to watch The Walking Dead. We watched it for about 3 seasons.
Wow.
Turned into a zombie soap opera, and we gave up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oops.
Zombie soap opera.
Yeah, it was. It was a little too much drama, not enough zombie.
Okay. All right. Well, then that's good reason not to watch it then. But then we've got Elite.
What's that?
I'm not sure. Elite's number 5.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot You. You is in between there, between Walking Dead and Breaking Bad. I don't know what.
I don't know that one either.
I think that's that psycho guy who really falls, or I don't know. He's like a stalker, psycho kind of guy.
All right.
All right. So number 4 is Stranger Things, which have you seen those?
Yeah, I love it.
Love it. Yeah, I would watch that again.
Yeah.
Number 3 is Ozark, which seems to be really popular.
It was compelling. I'm gonna watch it.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
I'm kind of a fan of what's his name? Jason Bateman.
Yeah, Jason Bateman.
Yeah.
Number 2 is The Tiger King.
How can it be number 2? What's better than that?
Well, let me make sure I get the whole title in there. Right, it's Tiger King. Dun dun dun. Murder, mayhem, and madness. Oh my gosh, I can't do it.
If you couldn't tell all that just from his haircut.
No. I mean, he's changing I think our hairstyles now for people that are quarantined.
No, he's not.
I think so.
Oh my God, the best memes that have come up because of it. There were 2 guys. Did you see the one where they painted their cow in tiger wigs, and they have mullet wigs on? And then Rob Lowe did one with like a chihuahua. He's got a mullet and a trucker's cap and a chihuahua.
Oh no. Yeah, I mean, I see all the memes out there, and there's some funny ones. I think one of the funniest was when, we talked about this before, I think a couple of weeks ago, is when they put Trump's face on his head. That was pretty funny. But yeah, Marcy's like, no mullets.
No mullets.
I'm thinking people are cutting their own hair, right?
I did.
Yeah. So if you know, if you're a guy out there and you're cutting your own hair, then
you can't really get to the back.
Can't get to the back.
You only cut,
you're just, cut the sides. I'm not going to do that, by the way.
You say that now.
Definitely not going to do that. No mullets. That's right. No mullets. All right. So I have to ask. I mean, since you guys brought it up, why do you think people are fascinated with this guy, this Joe Exotic? What is it about the whole situation?
Oh, dude, it is a train wreck and a half. Like, just when you think you've seen it all, it gets weirder and just it's beyond belief. It is just beyond belief. Oh, I wish. Oh, hey, I have that thing that I had texted you, the summary of 2020. Remember that?
Yep.
But I don't think so. Like the tiger case. So Joe Exotic is one. He's not a character. He's an actual person.
Yeah, in real life.
And
crazy.
And like his husband has 3 teeth. One of his assistants has no legs. His other assistant has only 1 arm. And that's just his circle of people. The other guy, who actually, I guess he's a world famous kind of animal trainer. He's in the Britney Spears performance that she did on the VMAs with the tiger and the snake. He's actually the animal handler in that. But he's got however many wives, and they're like cult leaders. And then there's this woman, Carol, I think she's Carol fucking Baskins, and she is and who's trying to stop them, but she has an animal or a big cat rescue that is set up exactly like what the two of them are doing. It is the exact same thing. She just calls it and positions it as something else. So it is all kinds of.
It's all kinds of crazy.
It's all kinds of crazy.
Okay.
I've only seen 3 episodes. I've only seen 3, and it's already insane.
Wow.
Yeah, I just think it's a train wreck and it's a total escape. You know, watching that, you're not thinking about all the other stuff that's going on right now, which is kind of nice.
That's true.
It was a gift right at the right time. Okay.
I'll give it that. I'm going to reply to that here in a second, though. Before we do, let's say hi to some people that are watching out there. Terry Middlecoff. We already said hi to Ann. Marcy Kretzel's watching. Kathy Boyle. We know that person.
That's my mom. Hi, Mom.
I know. Hi, Mom. I haven't met you in person yet, but I'm sure I will sometime. Debbie, About Town Deb's watching from Reno. So
hi, Deb.
If you are just joining us, you got to tell us what you're drinking. You can't just like pop into our bar and not tell us what you're drinking. So put that out there. Not only tell us what you're drinking, but this episode, we also want to know what you are wearing. Because Carrie had a top hat on earlier, but it fell off.
I did, but it was too much. I had to take it off.
Too much. Hey, wait, was that polka dot bow on it the whole time?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Strap that goes around, so.
Okay, no wonder. That's how much I was paying attention to what was on the hat. And I'll show you what I'm wearing here in a minute, but not yet. Not till a little bit more. We had to build the tension more. But this shirt is not very popular in my house. Just put it that way.
What?
No, it's not. It's just not. So, so question. So you said, what's her name? Kathy? What? Kathy, the woman, or Carol?
Carol Baskin.
But you said it's Carol. He
Carol fucking Baskin.
Yeah. That's too funny. All right. So with that in mind, I think one of the things I just don't have an interest in watching it is if you just take away the tigers, all those characters in that show are pretty much my friends. So, and pretty much the people.
Tell you, Russ, Carol fucking Baskins also allegedly fed her ex-husband who is missing to one of the tigers.
Oh, cool. To one of his tigers or one of her own tigers?
Well, they had tigers together, but he vanished and they've never found him. And she got all of his money, but
he was a millionaire. I knew that, or a billionaire or something. Yeah, he had a lot of money. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So
that was one other twist.
Okay. Wow.
I can see you're totally sold on it.
I'm like, yeah, that makes a big difference.
Oh, wow, way to sell it.
Now, And now if they show the tiger eating her husband, now I might be interested.
Yeah, but then we can't, you know.
There's no drama though. Then you don't know.
Yeah, and then she wouldn't be out here fighting her alleged fight. She'd be in jail.
Right. So did they ever say what happened to the guy's legs? They said no, some dude has no legs in the show?
Yeah, one of his assistants has no legs. One of his assistants got her arm ripped off I can't remember if it was a tiger that took off her arm, but she took it off. She went to the hospital. And like he brings in all the misfits. So it's people who maybe can't have trouble getting employed. Otherwise. So they're very protective of the whole scenario and of him. And she went in to the hospital, but knew she didn't want the Tiger King to get in trouble. So she was back at work like a week and a half later or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. And she's very good.
She got her arm ripped off and she's like right back to work. No workers' comp or anything like that.
Nope. She didn't press charges, nothing.
Wow. So you guys, we're talking about the Tiger King. Carrie is her mission is to convince me to watch the Tiger King, which is not happening.
This is so not normally my MO. I would like, I don't like reality television. I binge watch things, but man, this just came along right at the right time.
That's so funny. Well, and you know, for that reason alone, I think it's probably a good thing for what people need right now. They need a little bit of craziness. It's not like they have enough in their own home. I'm sure I've heard stories of people just going nuts out there already just after.
Well, plus it's really gratifying for me because I never get like memes and pop culture references that are going around.
Sure.
I finally get them.
And now you've got it. Now you've got it. So.
And I can
your mom, by the way, your mom offered to make us masks.
Oh.
She's wearing a mask right now. She says she's wearing flip-flop shorts, a mask, and earrings, and eyeliner. So she said
they're fashionable, Mom? They're fashionable. I'll take some.
Yeah.
Lori, it's a trainer.
And Kathy, if you have one, if you're making one that's got a cool skull and crossbones on it, I'll take one of those. Yeah. So we have some nice things people are drinking out there. 2014 McConnell Cab. We've got a Robert Young Estate 2016.
Nice.
It looks like, Annie, you're the only one drinking bourbon and whiskey.
I got tequila here.
Yeah, and you're drinking tequila. It's a switch. Normally you're drinking the Chardonnay.
Which is stronger than what I normally drink. So I apologize for my behavior at the end of the show, however it ends up.
We've got another like 30 minutes here.
Like, oh my God.
Oh man, that's funny. Looks like we've got some people out there ordering some food. That's very cool. Cocktail from the Independent.
Cocktails
very nice.
Big, man. They're so good.
I know. So where did you get that cocktail from? You told us, but I missed that.
Sienna. I think they have 3 separate cocktails.
Okay.
I don't remember what the other 2 are. I think one's a bourbon drink. I don't remember what the third one is. So there's a margarita, a bourbon drink, and something else. But yeah, it's
very cool.
Now that I've drank half of this might actually be a serving for 2. So it comes in this bottle. And then
that's a cool bottle.
Isn't it cute?
Yeah, it's a cool bottle.
And I probably garnished it with some jalapeno slices, but I don't have my act together quite that well. So yeah.
I would be normally drinking. I don't know. Annie says it's Whiskey Wednesday, and I almost feel like I need to switch over to some whiskey because after this show, I've got a half hour. This is kind of my crazy life right now. I've got a half hour. Yep, to eat dinner and then back on live doing the virtual tasting room with Mike Owen at Crystal Basin.
Oh my God, that's going to be a kick.
Yeah, it's going to be.
He's an entertaining guy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if he's going to break into his 2-ply routine or if he's going to be. I don't know if he already started drinking before me but you know, Mike Owen is always entertaining, and so it's. Yeah.
For sure. Right. So I kept cutting you off because I got so excited about the Tiger King. What was your number 1 show? What's the number 1 on that list?
Oh, the number 1 show. Yes. The number 1 show, which is something I've never seen. It's Money Heist. Money Heist. I don't even know what that is. So, yeah. I don't know.
Oh, sorry. I guess we could have skipped it.
Yeah, we could have just. It wasn't even interesting. I mean, everyone thought the Tiger King should have been the #1 show right now. So.
Totally.
Yeah. So Annie, she sees the Jameson in the background.
Jameson, good one.
I have a funny story about Anne. I'm going to tell it. She's on the East Coast, so she can't hit me or anything. But we used to work together, and we got sent to open a new. It was when I worked for Eddie Bauer. We got sent to open a new store in Vermont. We were living in New Hampshire, and we got there, and I think we got there early, a day early or something. And so she's like, "Let's go have a drink." And I'd known Anne, and we had cocktails and stuff with our families. Like, her and her husband come over, or I'd go over their house with my wife, and we drink and stuff. But anyways, this is us in a bar. We go in and we order 2 Jamesons. Well, the bartender thought I meant 2 Jamesons apiece.
Yes.
So he gave us both 2 Jamesons, and I hadn't really had Jamesons much at that point, if at all. I think that was my first experience. And keep in mind, Annie is she's Irish. Yeah, Irish, Italian Irish family there, and so she is like, she pounds them back, and I'm like, holy shit, this girl can drink. And I think I maybe sipped mine, and but she could drink me under the table any day. So you know what? I think Annie and
cheers to Anne.
Yeah, cheers to Anne, because I think I'll have one. I got to find my shot glass somewhere.
I have a Jameson story.
All right, tell us your Jameson story.
For my bachelorette party, we went to wine country, and then we went to downtown Petaluma, and we ended up going to a dive bar. And whoever was leading our pack of 8 or 10 women said, "All right, shots. Whatever Carrie wants, we're all having a shot." So I said shots of Jameson. So we got in a circle. Whatever the cheer was, we all lifted our glass. And of the 10 of us, I, along with Rachel, we drank our shots, and everybody else sipped it and then went, We had to drink, between the 2 of us, we had to drink the rest of those shots because nobody else would drink them.
Oh my gosh. So how many shots was that total?
Oh, that was 4 or 5 for me.
Wow.
That was a bachelorette party, though. I was in pretty good shape up till that point.
Yeah.
It is the best.
Yeah. So yeah, Anne's
Redbreast is also very good.
I miss you too, Anne. She's her and her family are amazing. They've got a ton of daughters, which I guess they're mostly all. When we were there, it was little girls, but now they're like young adults getting married and all that kind of stuff. All right, so here I am. I'm doing this for you, Anne.
Right. Now
so now we're talking. Got the Jameson out. But I'm not going to shoot it. I'm just going to sip it because I like it. It's good.
Whatever, Russ.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, why just like shoot something that's delicious? That's you do that. You do that with like cheap tequila, right? Like Jose Cuervo Gold. I don't either.
I don't generally do shots. I will do shots of Jameson, and sometimes I can get talked into. Where were we? In Cabo. The bartenders would just make you some foofy shot. I'll drink those, but I don't really do shots. No.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You do?
Anything, yeah. I think anything. Now, contrary to popular belief, seriously, it's not like I drink all day or I just drink like a fish when I do drink. But if I'm going to drink, and I told my kids this when they were just starting to drink, when they were young, and I'm like, if you're going to drink what the best that you can afford. Don't go and like when my kids would buy beer, it's like, don't go buy Pabst Blue Ribbon. And I mean, if you like it, you like it, but get the best beer you can afford. Get the best whiskeys you can afford. Get the best wine you can afford, and drink that.
Yeah.
Life's too short to drink shit.
Right. Agreed.
Yeah.
I agree.
You don't want to. And plus, a liver is a valuable thing. So if you're going to destroy it, at least
don't waste it.
That's right. Don't waste your liver on, $3 whiskey.
On Jose Cuervo.
Or Jose, yeah. No, I can't even. I used to drink mezcal a lot when I was in the Air Force, and I drank so much of it one time. So okay, back then I maybe drank a little bit too much, but you know,
we all did.
different life, yeah, different lifetime.
Right.
I drank too much. I don't know if you've ever been like this, Carrie, but you drink something to the extreme, so you don't want to ever drink it again, and so you swear it off. I'm never going to drink that again.
Yes.
So that was me with mezcal for about probably a decade. I couldn't even drink tequila either, which ruined me. I was so mad. So, but now
I've never drank too much tequila, but I have a hard time with tequila. But I can drink really, really, really good tequila, like really smooth tequila. I can handle that.
Right.
But it's still not my first choice. But I can't drink it ever again is kamikazes. I drank a whole pitcher of kamikazes by myself, Cal Poly, and to this day, triple sec and Rose's lime juice. I cannot drink anything with pasteurized lime juice in it. It doesn't matter whether it's alcoholic or not.
Wow.
Flashbacks.
that doesn't seem hardly fair, though. You said you did that while you were in college, and that was like only 3 or 4 years ago. So you still got like a decade.
My friend, yes, that's right. Yeah, just got out. Still college loans.
It looks like Marcy says she had that happen with vodka, so she can't do vodka right now. Definitely have to give a shout out to Gary Ritz. He's the brewer. He's the Kilted brewer at Highway 50, and he's making a one-way IPA. So cheers to you, Gary. Thanks for watching. Yeah.
And Lori, has the same approach. Drink a stuff, except mom's.
Yeah. Just drink the best you can.
That's got to be under lock and key.
Yeah. So we were talking about binging shows, and I guess now we're talking about binging alcohol and what you can't drink anymore because you binged too much.
What else can we binge? Anything?
Oh gosh. Well, okay. So I was gonna play this game with everyone out there. You too, Carrie. So this is the deal. Okay. Let's say they're going to extend our lockdown, right, till end of June or something like that. But from now until the end of June, you can only have one drink, one food, and you can only watch one TV show. So what is it going to be?
Okay, so I can tell you my food would be chips and salsa. If a drink is going to be gifted to me that I can drink the whole time, I would drink really expensive French white Burgundy. So
chips and salsa and Burgundy.
If I can only watch one show, I don't know. Okay, I'll have to come back to that one.
You'd have to say something like that's got a lot of seasons, like The Simpsons or something, probably, right?
Oh, Bob's. I know what it is. It's Bob's Burgers. That's my
Bob's Burgers.
Totally my.
Right.
I am.
So I don't know what Bob's Burgers is. I guess I'm gonna have to check that out.
It's a cartoon. It's amazing.
Okay. I gotta write that down. Bob's Burgers.
Bob's Burgers.
All right. So everyone out there watching, if you want to play along, the situation is that we're going to be in lockdown for probably another 2 months at least. And I'm just making this up, whether we are or not. Let's just say you're in lockdown until June 30th. So, but you can only watch one TV show, you can only have one drink, and you can only have one food. And that's in the interest of making sure that no one's hoarding and we want to make sure everyone has enough food for everybody. So one drink, one food, one TV show.
Okay, I have to show you while everybody's putting up their answers. I have to show you in the spirit of hoarding. I was so excited yesterday. I had to send the picture to my husband. I got a 20-pack, people. A 20.
Oh, you were like the 1% now.
That was after 3 weeks of going to the grocery store and never finding it, and then I got a 20-pack.
You're like toilet paper rich.
I am.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, I feel good.
It looks like your mom is going to join you. Well, she's going to have champagne, so and then foie gras. Okay, so I'm wondering how, if you're eating that for 2 months straight, that's a lot of that's rich. That's a lot of richness there.
She doesn't care.
I know. Well, and Anne doesn't either. She's Blanton's. At least she's drinking Blanton's. That's a great whiskey.
Mashed potatoes. Yeah.
Mashed potatoes. That's a good one. Yeah, mashed potatoes and Friends. Yeah, you could watch Friends over. I could watch that again. I could watch that one. Marcy says shepherd's pie, wine,
and wine. Yeah.
So she kind of took the broad approach. She just said wine, so it could be any wine.
Can we do that? I'll take that.
I don't think so. I think we're going to limit her to the first wine that she pulls out of the cupboard. Yeah.
Oh, we got another picture on champagne.
Yeah, chips, guac, and Law and Order. That's cool.
Those go on forever.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
Looks like Darcy needs some of your rolls. So I'm trying to think what my food would be. I think for drinking, I think if I only could take one drink, it would have to probably be whiskey. It's not that I don't want the wine, but I would probably go with a nice whiskey. And Blanton's is a good choice because I can drink it in small doses.
And
that's what they are.
And then if it gets too rough, you don't have to drink it in small doses.
That's exactly right. But when you compare a bottle, a bottle of wine and a bottle of whiskey, this one's going to go a little bit further than this one.
You didn't say we had a budget.
I didn't say budget, but I'm just saying. Terry's she's going high, she's going top shelf. Martinis, lamb chops, and Days of Our Lives.
Old school on the Days of Our Lives.
Days of Our Lives, that's taking it down.
Yeah.
All right, so Deb, I think I'm with you on the tacos. So if I got to live on one food, I'm going to probably have whiskey and tacos.
But you can only have one kind of taco. So what kind of taco?
I would probably have carnita street tacos. Yeah, I could live on those.
I might have to go to. Yeah. I'd get a little more sustenance if I made it a taco instead of chips and salsa.
Yeah, you see, exactly, because with the taco you can put it all on there.
Yeah.
Okay, you can change. You can change it. Yeah.
Taco, Chardonnay.
Taco, Chardonnay, and Bob's Burger. So Karen's like the Chardonnay, the cheese, and This Is Us.
Oh my God, Karen, won't you be crying all day, every day? I had to stop watching that because I was so emotionally after every single episode.
Yeah, no, I couldn't pick. I couldn't pick anything emotional. It'd have to be something. Well, I think I know what my show would be. But Michael's got barbecued steak, red wine, and CMT.
That's a whole channel, isn't it?
I don't even. Is that even around anymore?
Music television?
I don't know. I think that's a good choice because then you're varied, But so yeah, Marcy's she's clarifying. She's only going to drink red. So
okay.
Yeah, definitely. Let's just be glad that we don't have to do this. But if we did,
playing along. Look, guys, coconut.
What's that?
Whiskey. And repeats of the NHL.
Are they even showing? Oh, we got a hockey fan out there. Wow. Is he from Canada or East Coast or what?
East Coast. Pittsburgh.
Okay. I was going to say.
I think we've been good for a long time. Maybe we are. I don't know. But Pittsburgh is.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, unless you live in Anaheim or San Jose in California, you're really not a hockey fan. At least from my experience. So. All right, so my show, I think my show would be, so I'd have a nice whiskey. I would have tacos, because I could live on tacos, and I would probably go back to Game of Thrones just because.
Really?
Yeah, because it's a long one, and yeah.
And so what? Describe it to me. Give me the thumbnail version here. Why is Game of Thrones compelling? Because I've not seen it. I mean, visually it looks interesting, but I've never seen it.
Because there's a lot of sex.
I went to the Jon Snow sex cave in Iceland. We went in there.
You what? The who? What?
Jon Snow. There was some sex cave. That's how it was.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
We went to that.
Yes, Jon Snow and his real world wife. But in the show, they were acting at that point because they were characters in the show. And Ygritte, her name's Ygritte in the show, and she was an enemy of John's, but you know, sometimes when you're an enemy of someone and she's hot and he's hot and then they're naked together in a cave,
yeah,
things happen. I mean, they don't even have to be hot. You just have to be naked together in a cave and shit happens. And that's what happened.
huh.
And it happened so frequently and so good that he married her.
Yeah.
Yeah. In real life.
Great.
I fell in love. I'm just kind of, I'm a boy. I can't help it. It's got a lot of, there's a lot of plot, a lot of characters, and it's very detailed in the character depth they get into. And people change from the beginning of the season to the very end. Someone that you thought might have been a real asshole,
Yeah.
at the end of the series, you're like, wow.
Stuff's not for Halo.
Yeah. So it's a lot of character depth, and plus, you know what? It's, to be honest with you, it's medieval, and it's a lot of fighting and blood and gore and sex. I said sex already, and and dragons.
Oh, see, dragons are good. I like
dragons are good, and the dragons are badass.
All right. Well, and where did it play with? Like, was it on?
It was HBO, and I think probably did it on HBO. So it's
that's why we never watched it.
Yeah, no, I somehow got a hold of it, and we watched the whole. Well, we had HBO towards the end there. Go Kings, and then Marcy's like, I think that's her hand over her face. That's probably. That's okay though. I own that.
Got a little wild on this here happy hour.
So, well, it's the Jamesons. You know, you put some Jamesons in me, and then I say all kinds of crazy stuff.
Apparently.
But yeah. So Michael agrees. Game of Thrones was the best. It was a cultural phenomenon. I mean, it was for you.
I know. I was part of it.
Yeah. I'll tell you, one of the things I've really wanted to do, even when the show was on, is I've always wanted to have some dinners that are based on Game of Thrones, because another part of Game of Thrones, which was really cool, is there was always wine and there was always food. And I even have a cookbook somewhere behind me somewhere, but it's actually a Game of Thrones cookbook, and it's by the region. So it's a lot like Europe.
Fun.
Very cool. And so I wanted to have pair a couple of wineries with a restaurant or two and pull off like a themed Game of Thrones dinner series where each one takes place in a different region or a different kingdom of Game of Thrones. So you could do probably 4 or 5, you know, and it would be very much like if you did a dinner that was kind of like a northern European type of dinner with very hearty soups and stuff, and you kind of go all the way down into Spain or Morocco, even further south, like into, you know, Africa and Morocco and some of those foods. It'd be very similar to that as far as the series and the geography.
Oh, that's interesting.
And then have everyone come in costume. That would be so cool. So I don't know. That's one of my things that's on my bucket list to do, is to host a couple of Game of Thrones dinners, but that's gonna have to be a while. I guess I'm being compared to a 29-year-old, so I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I don't mind, for sure.
So, Russ, we still don't know what you're wearing.
That's true. That's very true. Okay, so what I'm wearing. Like I said, so Carrie and I, for whatever reason, we didn't even plan this, but we both kind of dressed up weird. She has her little top hat on. Okay, you have to put your top hat back on, though, before I show what I'm wearing.
I have to tie it on, and I need somebody to help me, so I'll fake it.
Okay.
I can pin it to my...
Fake it. There you go. Okay. So this shirt, like I said, this shirt is it's not very popular in this house, and I don't even know if it's popular when I wear it out.
I love it.
I'm gonna wear it, so hopefully you can see this. Yeah, it's like it's all kinds of stuff going on.
It's all kinds of awesome.
We've got they're drinking. They're playing poker. I mean, they've got she's a poodle wearing a bustier. Come on. I mean,
this is what happens when you're in quarantine too long.
Exactly. Those are probably actually humans. They're humans dressed as dogs. because they're stuck in quarantine.
All kinds of weird stuff is happening. Ah!
I know. Yeah, so that's my...
This is totally off topic and totally Pollyanna, but yesterday I was feeling a little cooped up, and I decided to go for a drive. And so I went to Amador County, and the sun was shining. Oh my God, it was beautiful. And I have never, ever, oddly, in 20 years, ever been to the Amador Flower Farm.
Mm-hmm.
How amazing is that place? And it's open. And you could take lunch there and have a picnic by yourself if you wanted to.
Wow.
Car, but it was beautiful. Like the hills are green. They don't have bud break yet as far as I can tell, but
yeah,
it was stunning. It was just like really nice for my soul. So if anybody, I think we have a bunch of sunny days coming up. If anybody decides to head out by yourself, not stay social distance.
I think that's awesome. That's very cool.
It was really fun.
I mean, as far as I know, as far as social distancing, you can't go for a drive.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you can. You did.
I did.
No one stopped you?
No, but there has been a lot of social shaming just if you actually leave your house, just, online.
Yeah.
The way people are interpreting it is pretty hardcore. So I think some people might have had issues with it, but.
You know what, though?
Damn it. It's something you have to take care of your mental.
Exactly.
Mental state and your soul. So if you need a drive, take a drive.
I agree.
It was beautiful.
Yeah. There's no place for social shaming in this whole, you can't sit here and judge people for going out. And I saw something, it was beautifully written on a friend of mine, Heidi Meyerhofer, her page. She shared something about the whole social shaming. And she's like, who are you to judge? This person could be fighting an addiction, and their only way they can cope with that is to go out and get fresh air and maybe take a walk to their favorite spot, or they could be having another issue, a mental health issue, that they need to have this space. And to sit there and judge people about that, that's just not cool. No. So don't do that. I know nobody watching this show right now, nobody would do that.
But we're not a judgy group here.
No, this group right here is cool. So the people that watch this show,
with you wearing this ridiculous hat.
Exactly.
That's his shirt.
And my shirt, and I got to put these are red.
I thought you kind of looked like the dude when I first saw you today.
Oh, the dude is awesome. I love the dude. Yeah, these are they're Fireball sunglasses.
Nice. I might be dude right now.
The dude abides.
The dude abides.
The dude abides.
In Iceland, another thing they have a whole dude bar. The Lebowski bar. And they must have had 50 different kinds of White Russians, a variation on a White Russian. That was his drink.
And where was that at?
It was in Iceland as well. I don't know why Iceland is the topic of discussion, but.
Well, you went there last year, right? Or was it the year before?
A couple of years ago, yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing all your posts when you were there.
Yeah, I was following my friend that's not my husband, Dave Grohl. Foo Fighters were playing.
Ah.
So that's why.
He's your friend who's not your husband.
Yeah, you always have that secret person that's not your.
Is that your
you left after? Dave Grohl's my guy. Yeah.
Okay, so he's your hall pass, your free pass, or whatever.
He's my hall pass, yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Hall pass too. I'm not sure.
He's what? Your husband's hall pass too?
He might be my husband's hall pass too. I'm not sure.
Cool. Cheers to that. You guys go, man. You go.
I kid.
There are no rules right now. That's for sure. This has been cool. We've had some fun talking about if you had only one drink, one food, one TV show, what would you watch? What would you drink? What would you eat? Glowworms, glowworms in New England, I think, or in Iceland. I think you showed something.
Well, the glowworms. I'm not sure why my mom brought them up. Mom, are you drinking? No.
ask?
There were glowworms in New Zealand, but I'm not sure why she brought them up now. But you're not allowed to take pictures of them because of, protectionary measures or whatever. But
I didn't know that.
That's right, Marcy. It's not a secret anymore.
They're protected.
Yeah.
So binging, we were talking about binging. If anyone else has shows that they've been binge watching out there, that would be cool if you wanted to share those. We've seen some pretty interesting ones. I made a list of some things I think I need to see. You know what I've been watching though? It's kind of a it's a guilty pleasure. I'm a sci-fi freak too sometimes.
Oh yeah.
It's Altered Carbon. Have you heard of that?
No, what's that?
Okay, so Altered Carbon, the premise is fascinating. So Altered Carbon is on Netflix, and it's 2 seasons. So I'm in still at the end of season 1.
Okay, I'm writing this down.
Basically, the premise is this, Carrie. If you have the money, and this is in the future, but not too far in the future, a couple of 100 years from now, if you had money to where you could download your consciousness and your soul into what they call a stack. It's like a little disc, probably about the size of a mouse. And then our bodies, they call sleeves. So our bodies, our fleshly bodies are called sleeves. And so basically, if your sleeve is getting old or worn or broken or you're sick or whatever, you just go buy a new one, and it can be whatever you want. I mean, you could change races, you could change genders, you could change whatever. You just get into a new sleeve, but you still retain all of your memories and all of your everything. And so that's what happens in this future of this, this science fiction future. People do that.
Some might argue that already happens, though.
It could, I know, and we don't know that.
Kind of a thing, come back as a turtle. I don't know.
Well, okay, but see, it's a little bit different than reincarnation because now
because you don't have memory.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Okay.
You have the ability to choose. So I could come back looking like Vin Diesel if I wanted to, or whatever. And plus, you have all these upgrades. You can have like combat muscle memory and all these other intelligence things that you can add on. And so it's fascinating and scary at the same time.
But it's like a fiction. Are there characters and stuff in it, or?
Yeah, so the first season is all about this super wealthy guy, kind of like think like Bill Gates, but even more wealthy.
Okay.
Society is all class based now because the people at the top can afford all these different sleeves. The people at the bottom get what's left, or they get nothing at all. And plus, there's people that don't believe in that. They're like faith based, and they're like, you shouldn't do that. That's not the way we're intended to be. When you die, you die. So there's all these internal and external conflicts, right? But you basically you can download, you back up your memory like every 5 or 6 hours. It's weird. So, if I back up my memory in like 2 hours, I'll remember all this. If I don't, I'm going to forget that we even had this conversation.
So then we can talk about binge-worthy shows on Friday again.
Exactly. We'll have a whole new show because I didn't back up my memory. Yeah. It's crazy.
If you're at the low end of the totem pole and you can't afford a new sleeve, then what happens? Your consciousness just gets filed away, or it goes to...
Yeah, it doesn't. Or something even worse. This is I'm giving something away that's like really bad. But again, we're in a weird situation right now. So weird stuff's happening. So parents lost their child, which nobody wants that to happen. They lose their child, but they have money to get her another sleeve, but they don't have a lot. So they kind of there's a clinic place where you can just give them, what you do have, and they will then repurpose her stack, which is her being, into this new sleeve. Well, they put her in a woman who's like in her 70s, and that's the child who was 6, and she goes back to her parents, and it's really heartbreaking. It's sad. It's like, wow.
Oh.
Yeah. But again, it pushes all of these boundaries as to what's possible in the future and what could possibly happen. And I don't know. I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff.
And where's that? Where do you find that one? That you said Netflix?
It's on Netflix. Yeah, it's Altered Carbon, which is cool. So we're got some more people. Steve Abbott. I got to tell you. Steve Abbott just joined. Cheers, Steve, if you're still out there watching, if you didn't just like pop in and pop out. But he's the one who took my photograph for my profile picture on my site on Kilt&Cork.
Oh, nice one, Steve. That's good.
Yeah, he took it with a camera from the turn of the century, 1900s. One of those big cameras that's square box. You have to put the hood over and slide the. Yeah,
oh, that's amazing.
Very cool. Yeah, that's cool that he's watching.
Very cool.
So what are you going to do, Carrie, between now and Friday? Anything exciting?
Let's see. I have a yoga class tomorrow with Yogi Blair. His name is Yogi Blair. So when I to Sedona for a day when I was visiting my brother, and I decided I wanted to go do yoga, just in the decks of Sedona. And it was one of the cooler experiences I've ever had. And he's now offering his yoga online Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. And I did it. And he mixed Qigong. So it's like energy work and yoga. And he's super hippie, but it's amazing because he's in this beautiful setting. So I'm going to do that. And then, that's not before Friday. But anyway, on Saturday, I'll tell you anyway.
Okay.
We've been virtual wine tastings. I'm going to do a virtual cheese tasting. Cheese and wine pairing with Yeah.
And did you post something this week about? You did the whole opening champagne with a pot and pan.
Oh, I did the ricotta.
The ricotta.
The ricotta, but I haven't done anything since then.
All right. Well, listen, your mom's watching, and she said call your mother.
That's what I'll be doing between now and Friday. I think is her.
Okay. Is calling. And then Friday, if you're still watching us and you're still with us right now, we will be back on Friday for the Friday happy hour.
Heck yeah.
And we may or may not have a guest. We don't know.
We haven't decided.
If you guys want to be a guest, tell us you want to be a guest.
Yeah.
We'll have you on the show. We should have your mom on.
Mom, you want to be on?
She's like,
Bueller?
I don't know.
Bueller?
Yeah, Bueller.
No.
Yeah. Well, I've just got, tomorrow's a busy day. I've got 3 different broadcasts I'm doing. I got a private tasting, which is kind of cool for a company back east. At 4. So I got to start. I start popping bottles at 4 tomorrow.
Nice.
And then we have a Bumgarner virtual tasting is on Friday after our show.
Right. Yeah.
So
are you doing Pinot with them?
Yes.
Yes. Anne will be a guest.
Oh, Anne, don't tip me. If you want to be a guest, you're a guest. So Friday, 5 o'clock our time. That's 8 o'clock your time? After 3 bourbons? Hell yeah, we want.
Let's do it.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna have Anne.
In your honor.
Yeah. Well, I only think about Anne though. I'm a little bit worried about it. She might tell stories about me from 20 years ago, so that could be a little bothersome. So we'll see about that. But well, it looks like we're about out of time. This kind of flew by.
Oh, look at that! And I made it, and I didn't pass out. Yay!
You didn't. You drank it all. You drank that whole double margarita.
That whole double margarita. It was
double margarita in a bottle.
Jalapeno pineapple. Delicious.
Wow. And I basically had 1 glass of wine and I had 1 Jameson because I was coaxed into it. I was not on the schedule.
Yeah, we really had to twist on that one.
We did, I know.
Somebody just said, "Is that Jameson's?" Yeah,
it's Jameson. I know. That's too funny. Yeah, it said she'll behave. All right, Anne.
It'll be Friday.
I'm gonna reach out to Anne, and we're gonna have Anne Razzaboni as our guest on the show. Blast from the past. It's gonna be cool. So we'll have to hear about all that craziness. I probably don't even remember. She'll tell stories that I don't even remember.
I'll be nice to you.
All right. Well, Carrie, it's been fun.
Yeah, nice to see you. Nice. Thanks for everybody showing up and giving us your in quarantine drink.
In quarantine. And if you can do that for us, you're gonna want to let's see, like, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. There you go. I know it's kind of like, where is that? Right there.
It's really
And then
hard.
also subscribe. I have a YouTube channel you guys can subscribe to, and you'll just see this content over and over if you want to. But there's a lot of stuff. All of our videos are on there, by the way, Carrie, on YouTube. So,
yeah. Cool. Okay. Awesome.
All right. So with that,
well, very good.
Cheers. It's been fun. Everyone out there, be safe.
Everyone, and we will see you. Do it wrong every time.
Cheers.
You're Friday.
I know. Friday.
Oh, Lord. Okay. Bye.
All right, guys. Bye-bye. See you Friday.